Archangel Michael says, a man from heaven left a very big thing behind. That powerful thing has been hidden from you for years. God has finally revealed it and you must open it before midnight. Rooted in God, the unchanging truth of who you are through every chapter. Life has a quiet, relentless rhythm of change. Seasons shift. Roles evolve. Chapters close. People leave. Sometimes, what once felt secure crumbles overnight. One moment you're holding something steady, a job, a title, a relationship, and in the next, it's gone. The silence that follows can feel like an earthquake in your soul. Suddenly the applause is gone, the clarity has vanished, the familiar is no longer available. And in that moment, it's easy to ask the deepest question, who am I now? That question isn't unfamiliar. It echoes in the hearts of people all across the world walking through unseen transitions. You may have ended a career you thought you'd be in forever. You may have walked away from a relationship you once believed would last. You may have had a role in ministry, family, or leadership that's no longer yours. But even though the circumstances around you have changed, one thing has not: your identity. That job may have ended, but your worth did not. That relationship may have shifted, but your value is untouched. That platform may have been removed, but your place in the heart of God is eternally secure. God never defined you by what you did, He defined you by who you are. And even more, He knew who you were before you ever knew success or failure. Long before you were known for what you could offer, admired for what you built, or applauded for what you accomplished, God already chose you. He saw you in the secret place, formed you with intentionality, and declared your existence good. Before the titles, before the accolades, before the followers, before the paycheck, you were already called by name. Sometimes when life strips you of something you thought you couldn't live without, it's not punishment. It's God revealing who you really are beneath the layers. When you no longer have a role to perform, a mask to wear, or a crowd to please, you get to face the raw and beautiful truth: you are still beloved. Your identity was never in the job. It was never in the relationship. It was never in the reputation. Your identity is rooted in the one who does not change. God is not seasonal. He doesn't show up only when you're successful. He isn't more present when your platform is large or your followers applaud. He is constant, steady, and unshaken by any storm that touches your life. And His opinion of you doesn't waver when life gets hard. In fact, the very moment you feel like everything around you is shifting is often when His voice gets clearest. When the distractions fall away, when the noise is silenced, when the crowd leaves, then you finally begin to hear the whisper that's been true all along: you are mine. So many people are walking through silent transitions. Not everyone sees it, but it feels like the ground beneath their feet has moved. You may be showing up every day smiling while quietly grieving something you lost. You may be performing a role in public while questioning everything in private. You may be praying and fasting, wondering if God is still guiding you, still for you, still writing your story. And if that's you, hear this with your whole heart: just because the chapter changed doesn't mean your identity did. Too often we associate our worth with our productivity. We believe we matter when we're doing something impressive. But what happens when you're not producing? What happens when your season is hidden, quiet, unseen? Are you still valuable? Yes, deeply so. In fact, some of God's greatest work in us happens in the hidden places, when we are no longer striving for recognition but resting in truth. It takes faith to walk into the unknown without losing your identity. But you must understand, the ending of a chapter is not the end of your purpose. God's plans for you weren't limited to a single season. They weren't tied to one job, one person, one opportunity. His plans stretch beyond your imagination, anchored in eternity. He sees every step before you take it, and his purpose continues regardless of where you find yourself today. There will be moments when you feel lost, when you wonder if the best has already passed. There will be days when you look back longingly, missing what you had, unsure if anything ahead could ever compare. But the truth is, you are not going backward. Even if it feels like a loss, even if it looks like a setback, even if it resembles failure, God is still working. He is still the author. And he doesn't write incomplete stories. You must be careful not to let a season of transition make you forget who you are. That is the enemy's trap, to get you to question your identity when you're most vulnerable. When your hands are empty, when your future looks unclear, when you're not performing or succeeding outwardly, the enemy comes to whisper that you're not enough. But that's a lie. You are not valuable because of what you do. You are valuable because of who you belong to. True confidence isn't built on applause. It isn't anchored in compliments, positions, or public validation. Confidence built on those things will crumble the moment the spotlight fades. Real confidence is built on truth, the unshakable, unchanging truth of who God says you are. And when you know that truth, no loss can shake you, no rejection can define you, and no change can unravel your core identity. Even if it feels like you're starting over, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, from depth, from wisdom. You're carrying lessons, insights, and strength that were forged in the last season. You're not the same person who walked into that role, that job, that relationship. You've grown. You've been refined, and what's ahead of you needs who you are now, not who you were then. There's something sacred about surrendering the past and embracing what's next without needing all the answers. That kind of trust is born only in people who are anchored in God. It's born in people who understand that their identity isn't circumstantial, it's eternal. And because of that, they can walk into any room, any new role, any fresh chapter without fear, knowing that even when everything changes, the core of who they are remains the same. You are still chosen. You are still worthy. You are still covered in grace. You are still backed by heaven. You are still on divine assignment. Your voice still matters. Your presence still carries weight. Your prayers still move mountains. Your life still has impact. Don't believe the lie that your best days are behind you. Don't shrink back just because something ended. Don't apologize for the fire that still burns within you. Walk like you still have purpose, because you do. Speak like heaven still has plans for you, because it does. Breathe like the breath in your lungs is filled with holy intention, because it is. And if you've been pretending, trying to act like you're okay when you're not, trying to be someone you think people want you to be, please, lay that down. God cannot bless the version of you that you are pretending to be. He can only bless the real you, the one who shows up raw, honest, and surrendered. You don't have to perform to be loved. You don't have to pretend to be strong to be used. You don't have to have all the answers to be led. You just have to be real. And when you show up real, something shifts. Heaven responds. Healing begins. Doors open. Not because you're perfect, but because you're finally aligned with truth. The world needs the real you. Not the you that's afraid to be seen. Not the you that hides behind achievements. Not the you that questions your worth in the quiet of night. The real you. The you who knows that your foundation is unshaken. The you who walks in identity, not insecurity. The you who remembers who you are, even when life forgets to applaud. So if you're in a season of change, Take heart. The chapter may have changed, but your author has not. He is still writing your story. He is still weaving every detail for your good. He is still redeeming, restoring, renewing. He hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't abandoned the promise. He hasn't given up on what he started. And neither should you. Remember who you are. Not who the world told you to be. Not who past pain tried to define. Remember who God said you are before the title, before the loss, before the applause, before the pain. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are set apart. You are sealed with purpose. You are His. You may feel uncertain, but you are not lost. You may feel unqualified, but you are not disqualified. You may feel weary, but you are still chosen. God is not looking for perfect vessels. He is looking for surrendered ones, so bring Him your heart, your questions, your pieces. He is the only one who can take what looks like an ending and reveal a beginning. Don't fear the new chapter. God is already in it. And because He is, you can walk boldly, love deeply, speak truthfully, and live authentically. The ground beneath you may shift, but the identity within you remains solid. You are not what you lost. You are not what they said. You are not the chapter that ended. You are who God says you are. And nothing, not silence, not change, not transition, not loss can alter that truth. So breathe in grace. Stand in confidence. And step into what's next, knowing this, the story isn't over. The page has turned, but the promise still stands. Your name is still written in God's book. And your identity unshaken. Undeniable. Unchanging. Forever rooted in Him.